Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So my name is Abby and today I'm going to be going over my February budget. We're going to take a look at where I've been spending my money over the last month and how I've done in general when it comes to saving, which is something I'm trying to focus more on through this year, saving and investing as much of my income as I possibly can. So we'll be looking at how I did on that front too. Where did I start? Firstly, let's look at rent. So for rent in February, I spent 26.7% of my income on rent, which is pretty good. It's not bad. It's actually really good, yeah. I'd say that's pretty good. It's under the 30% like rule, so I'm happy with that for sure. I do split my rent with the husband, so there is that. Obviously that helps my rent to like stay pretty low. So we've split it down the line 50-50. My bills this month took up 17.3% of my income, and 17% is also pretty good. I'm okay with that. We did have like a major bill this month, which was our water bill, and I hadn't figured out how they were billing it because we hadn't received one since we moved into the new flat. And our first one that we got, they were like, oh, it's gonna be lower than normal. And so I was really confused about how they were gonna bill it and how it was gonna work. But then it just turns out that they bill it like every 6 months, or was it a whole year? I don't know, but I think it's quarterly. Yeah, we got the lump sum, and I was just like, they were like, you could either pay a direct debit, and as I looked at like what the direct debit was gonna be, I guess for the bill that had already just been given, it was like, I was like, how's this make sense? Because it's more than what the bill is. So I think there might be some kind of interest on that. So it's always good to look at that if you are paying your bills, or you get your bills quarterly, let's say, or yearly or whatever. Just look at the direct debit and how much that is going to cost. Just make sure that it isn't more than what the yearly cost is. Sometimes it's like that just to give a buffer, so then you don't underpay and then have to cough up more money after you've been doing the direct debits. And usually if you are charged more, at least with our electricity in our old place, you'll get the refund when you close your account with whoever your provider is. But because it's water, your provider stays the same. It doesn't stay the same, but it's dependent on your location, so you don't actually have a choice. So yeah, we just decided to pay that off completely through I should have made a sing-in fund for it, but I didn't think about it really because I didn't know how much it was going to be. I had no idea because we never even paid one bill in this house for water. So yeah, we decided that we were just gonna take the money out of our emergency fund and pay it all off. And then now, as the months go along, I'm gonna be like we're putting money away for the water bill specifically, just because it's not billed monthly. I can set up a direct debit, as I said, but I don't know what the bill's going to be, and it's a bit difficult with joint accounts, how that works. Like setting up direct debits is kind of a fuss, and I just can't be asked. In February, I spent 5% of my incomings on groceries, which is pretty good. I did say it was going to be a lot more this month or in February, but it actually wasn't that much because turns out that we were going to be in self-isolation for a while. So I was just like cooking a lot of batch meals, and we just did one big shop. And yeah, and so that has covered us till now. Like we haven't had to do any more grocery. Well, we can't do any more grocery shopping because deliveries take forever just because everyone's at home. So to get in home delivery from like Asda or Tesco or wherever, it just takes forever and there's not always slots available. So we made sure that we did like a huge shop in our last shop. That would last us until we got out of self-isolation. And in February, I spent 2.4% of my income on business, which is really low actually. And I guess it's really low because this is probably like on average what I kind of spend. I was working a bit more, and then as I said, self-isolation, didn't get to go anywhere. So I actually wasn't working because I couldn't work, I couldn't go out, so I was just like doing stuff online. So for the most of February, I've been at home and unable to work, so I don't really have any business expenses, don't really have any travel expenses other than the days that I did in the first half of the month. That's the only place where I spent any business money, and other than my business bills that come out monthly anyways, there isn't a whole lot to add to that, so that's why it's that way. And on learning in February, I spent 0.3%. I have this learning budget just because I like to give myself the allocation. So if I decide I want to buy a book that is like personal development, finance, or anything business related, or business, I guess, yeah. If it's under those categories, it will go in the learning budget because it is for literally building my business or building myself for my business, and I will put that in my learning budget. So I do have I have a little bit of money aside for that every month, but I don't always use it. I even started a sinking fund for personal development. It's literally called Personal Development, that sinking fund. And I put a little bit of money in there every month in case I want to spend on personal development or maybe buy some books. But I haven't used it yet because I mostly get my books online. I say online, legally online. No dodgy ways, okay? I do believe as a writer, I am like super respectful of all writers. I get all my books online through my library cards. I have in London, you can pretty much sign up to any library. I only have 2 here, one from when I was younger and the other one since moving. When you sign up for a library, you get access to their online catalogue. So when I was in Canada, when I used to live in Canada, I signed up to all the libraries in the areas I lived in. You had to live in the area to sign up to a library there, and I did that. And I still have access to my library cards and to, is that a fly? to that catalogue. So I have a huge option of catalogues and online resources that I can go to find books that I need. I love books and I love spending my money on books, but if I can get them for free, I'm always going to get them for free. In February, I spent 2.3% on entertainment. I think that was literally 2 different takeaways. I really didn't spend a lot. I haven't been buying a lot of entertainment stuff just because I'm home. I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat. We're not really going out. And yeah, nothing's open. So not really spending a lot of money there. And the big kahuna, which is our focus for today and for the rest of the year, which is investment and savings. And I spent 43.5% on investing and saving in the month of February. So I didn't spend as much as I spent last month, but it's still quite a big number, and it's quite amazing, I'd say, because although percentage-wise, I do like looking at it and being like, it's over, I want it to be like over 50%. That's my aim for the year. But I also look at how much that number is. If it's above my goal amount that I want and really want to, like, as close as possible be hitting, if it's above that, I don't really care what the percentage number says, because that's only it's like variable to everything else that I'm spending money on, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain that really, but I think you know what I mean. So if I hit my goal number for how much I should be investing in a month, then I will be okay with that, and I won't really look at the percentage and be like, oh no, it needs to be over this amount of percentage. So there's that. And also, because I have so many different like streams or incoming sources, it can be kind of hard to like figure out what goes where, and I usually like play it by ear when the money comes in, where I'm focusing the money. So sometimes I won't hit certain numbers, but I will still hit my target goal, and that's good. So yeah, I hit my target goal as far as I'm aware. Like, let me double check. I hit my target invested goal, so I was happy with that. And really that's all that it comes down to, is if I can hit that goal and how fast I hit it. And if I don't, then I just keep working to put more money towards investing. I'm really pleased at that. I didn't put a lot of money into savings. I don't know if I said this in my last budget. I don't think I did, but I did say in my last video, in one of my last videos when I was talking about the market crash. My asset allocation is very cash heavy, and I'm trying to reduce that kind of in a way. So now I'm trying to put more money into investing. Before it was quite balanced, but now I'm like heavily investing, especially now that everything is like dropping. So this is like the perfect time to really get in my core investments, because that investing at the lowest point will give you the biggest growth generally in the long term. So if I know that I'm investing for 10 years, putting a lot more money in my long-term strategy positions is the best thing I could ever do. So right now, as the market is dropping, I'm like 80% investing. It needs to be like, I need most of the money that go into my investment and savings to go directly into investing so that I can make those gains so much faster. Like, these don't come around very often. Like, corrections come around, but when the market stops dropping like 20%, that doesn't come around too often. So I need to take advantage of that, because that will help me get to my financial freedom number way faster than just investing consistently, which I will still continue to do. And if I can get exponential growth, that is everything. That is actually everything. That makes a difference between retiring in 10 years and retiring in 5 years. Like that's how big that is. Okay, maybe I'm being a bit drastic, but I'd say like 7 years. Like, that's still really drastic. Still impressive. And the last piece of my February budget is giving, and I spent 0.3% on giving. Once again, most of it went towards Patreon, and I have not been doing well in this department. Honestly, I've been thinking a lot about it and trying to think about where I can give. I do have a few causes that I want to shift towards. I say causes. As it currently stands, I would like to give directly to causes, people, businesses that really matter to me, or that are close to me and that I want to support. So I do have some friends who are out in the world doing what they want to be doing, like living their dreams and really like just living alternatively. And I love that, and I want to support that. So hopefully going forward, I can support them. That would be really, really great. That's like the goal. I would love to like support my friends who are out there like living their best lives, because I think it's amazing and inspiring. That is my February budget. I hope you guys are doing well. Have you been tracking your spending this year? Are you planning to? Let me know down in the comments below. I will see you next month for the March budget. It's gonna be interesting. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it in any way helpful to hear me talk about where I'm spending my money. So I will see you guys really soon. Until then, bye.